What's up guys, welcome back to another video. I have a new series to talk about. It's called Dr. Stone. So if you're unfamiliar with Dr. Stone, it's about a character named Senku who is a brilliant scientist, and in the middle of one of his classes, a world-shattering event happens. Everyone on planet Earth gets turned to stone. And after thousands of years, Senku finally gets depetrified, as well as his best friend Taiju. What's interesting about this anime from watching just the first few episodes is how interesting it can be to witness these people try to start from scratch from a technological civilization all the way back to caveman era. These guys have to figure out how to make fire, how to hunt, how to gather, how to survive, basically. And the more interesting aspect of this is the science behind everything. Now, Senku obviously is a brilliant scientist, and beyond trying to survive, there's this underlying mystery about why everyone got turned into stone, and if someone was behind it, who exactly was behind turning everyone into stone. So as Senku and Taiju go on their journey to survive, there's obviously obstacles that they need to overcome. Obstacles such as what I mentioned before, food and shelter, and just surviving in a world where there's absolutely no electricity or even technology to help them. And this is the part I was talking about in terms of the scientific aspect of it. The anime largely succeeds in mixing the science with the drama. And it's kind of like watching a shonen anime with Bill Nye the Science Guy on it. As Senku and Taiju try to figure out how to survive, Senku has to figure out how to bring the civilization back to the technological era. And he uses a lot of science and his knowledge of science to help them on their quest, building shelter, building weapons, building tools, everything that humans have ever needed in their evolutionary process throughout the centuries, he has to go through in a matter of days or even weeks. And it's fascinating because you end up learning a lot of science when you're watching this series. And I think that's a brilliant way to educate the masses and also have them enjoy their shonen anime. Now, of course, there's drama and of course there's conflict. Not everybody that was petrified is a goody two-shoes. Some people get depetrified that have conflicting interests with Senku. You know, on one hand, Senku wants to bring civilization back to the modern era. And on the other hand, you've got people who want it to remain status quo. Dark Ages. Only the strong survive and the strong rule over the weak. And so you have this interesting social dynamic between Senku, Taiju, and all of these other people. It's kind of like watching The Walking Dead almost, but in a different timeline, because you have all of these social factions and social cliques that you'll encounter that is reminiscent of Walking Dead and basically reminiscent of a post-apocalyptic era, except this is kind of like a pre-apocalyptic era, if that makes sense. In any case, you have a healthy mix of social dynamics, science, and anime drama. And it all blends together really, really well, and it makes me excited for the possibilities this anime has in terms of what they can pursue in future narratives. The plot right now is very, very interesting, and I'm following it week to week. I can't wait for the next episode to come out. And I think the biggest takeaway you'll have on this anime is how much you've learned. You'll go from episode to episode learning about chemicals, compounds, manufacturing processes, how to build pulleys, and how to navigate the stars, and even learn about gravity. It's a lot of science. It's a lot of Neil deGrasse Tyson in anime. And it's so interesting because you don't think about these everyday items that they're going for, like soap and salt, and think about how that stuff comes from chemicals and minerals found in the earth. And that's the crux of this anime. You're gonna watch it just like any other anime, and you're gonna learn something. You're gonna go to your parents or you're gonna go to your best friend and you're like, hey, did you know this? And that's what makes this anime worthy of your queue. That's it for my first impressions video of Dr. Stone. If you guys are new to the channel, please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe and hit the bell notification so you know when I release new videos. And as always, I'll see you next week.